Brittany here with iChrono Yoga on YouTube, bringing you an awesome sequence to help clear any common colds or influenza from your system. As you may be able to tell, I'm suffering right now, which is what made this spawn the decision to send this your way. I came up with an awesome sequence to help us feel a little bit better. It runs through 4 simple techniques. Pranayama breathing technique to help clear out our congestion. So grab a box of tissues. Some inversions that help drain our lymph fluid and stimulate our immunity response, and also help us just feel happier and less stressed so that our body can do its work. Some chest openers that stimulate the thymus gland, and this is the main gland in our main organ in our immunity response, so that's righteous, opening up that chest while also opening up our lungs, making it easier for us to breathe and our body to do its work. And then we're going to do some detoxifying twists. Anytime we're twisting the body, this is helping support our major organs, helping stuff get moving, and it also stimulates our secondary immunity response. So this is all good stuff. We are going to get started by just focusing on the breath. If you're having any head issues, then you can inhale and exhale through the mouth and do all of these techniques through the mouth. Okay? Hugging our shoulders together in the back, deep breaths in, complete breaths out. Making sure we have our tissues. Next breathing technique will loosen some stuff up. Just saying. We're going to take 3 more deep breaths and then begin to forcibly exhale at a rate of 1 breath per second, called Kapalabhati or skull shining breath. 1 more deep inhale. Complete exhale. Beginning after our next inhale. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. Taking 2 more deep breaths to calm us down before beginning our next round. Starting after this next inhale. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. 2 more nice deep breaths. And then beginning our final round after this next inhale. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. 2 more nice deep belly breaths in and out through the nose if you can. And then we're going to come onto our knees for our next breathing technique. You'll notice that this makes it a lot easier to breathe. If you can't sit on your knees, that's fine. Returning back to our easy pose. Palms grounded on our legs, on our thighs, elbows gently to the side. 3 deep breaths in. Complete breaths out. And then another channel clearing breath. We'll engage our Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. Pointer finger, and middle finger on our palm, covering our right nostril with our thumb, right hand. Inhaling through the left. Covering the left nostril with the ring finger, exhaling through our right. Deep breaths in. Complete breaths out. alternating nostrils with each breath. Inhaling through one, exhaling through the other. Inhaling again through that one to exhale through the other. One more deep breath on each side. And then when we're balanced, grounding our palm, returning to our belly breathing. Placing our palms on the ground, inching our knees back. We're going to go, our last breathing technique will be our lion's breath, hugging the shoulders together in the back, surrendering the hips down, knees nice and wide. Inhaling through the nose or mouth, wherever we're at. Exhaling through the mouth, tongue out. 2 more deep breaths like this. My kids and kids yoga love this one. And then bringing the knees a little bit closer, reaching the palms forward, coming into our extended puppy, grounding our forehead down, returning to the breath. 3 deep breaths here. We're going to gently press through the hands to lift our head. Left arm underneath the right, grounding the left shoulder, coming into a gentle twist. Deep breaths in. Complete breaths out. Just 2 more. And it's normal if you start feeling more congested during these inversions. It's all mixing stuff up. And then pressing through that top hand. Coming back to our center and switching sides. Right arm underneath the left, grounding the shoulder. Gentle twist, deep breath in. Complete breaths out. And just 1 more. Pressing through our left hand. Coming back up, we're going to walk our hands forward. Knees back, coming onto our belly. Palms are going to be against the ground, forearms against the ground, elbows right underneath our shoulders for our Sphinx pose. Hugging the shoulders together in the back, eyes up, 3 deep breaths. Opening our chest, stimulating our immunity, and increasing our lung capacity. Then maybe staying right here if this feels good. If you want a little bit deeper of a stretch, opening those lungs, stimulating that immunity. Hands right underneath the shoulders, pressing through the fingers, lifting up, coming into our cobra. Elbows gently bent into the side. One more deep breath. Maybe staying here, maybe going back to our Sphinx. Or maybe pressing up, fleshy part of our toes against the mat, coming up into our upward facing dog, rolling over the toes to really bring the body forward. 3 deep breaths. Shoulders together in the back, eyes gazing overhead. And then grounding the knees, coming back onto them. I'm going to reach them out nice and wide, ankles together, sitting down, looking back into our child's pose, grounding our forehead, taking 3 deep breaths. Then pressing through our fingertips, coming back up. Left arm underneath the right, another twist. 3 deep breaths here. Pressing through our top hand, coming back up, switching sides. Right shoulder down, right temple down. 3 deep breaths. Pressing through that top hand, coming back up, walking the hands forward, coming back onto the belly. Our next stretch, we could put our hands, elbows underneath our shoulders, coming into our Sphinx, and maybe we don't like this next stretch, so we stay here again. Or we keep our chest nice and high, sliding our palms behind us, maybe interlacing the fingers, helping keep our chest nice and high, and maybe staying right here. Or we can add our feet in, taking 3 deep breaths. It's called Locus pose. It's a great heart opener. And just feels really good, helps your back. And maybe we stay here for another 3 deep breaths. Or we can bring our ankles in, grab hold of them, press back, and enjoy from a deeper stretch. Coming into our bow. Really hugging those shoulders together. Deep inhale, press a little further. And then exhale. Surrendering back in. Palms underneath the shoulders, knees against the mat. Pushing up onto our knees. Fleshy part of the toe back on the mat. We're going to lift up into our downward facing dog. Now you can go back into your extended puppy if this feels a little bit much right now. This is a great inversion for helping drain us out, so we can press through the fingers, head right between our elbows, lifting our hips nice and high, taking 3 deep breaths here. Really lifting those hips. And again, it's normal if you start feeling a little bit more congested, it's mixing stuff up. For the next 3 breaths, we're going to bend 1 knee at a time. Helping release our hamstrings, making us feel a little bit more comfortable. Easing our attention by providing dynamic movement. For the last 3, we're going to come up off of our heels, really pressing through our fingers, lifting our hips, letting our hips come forward. And 1 more nice deep breath. And then we're going to gently walk the feet forward, keeping the knees ever so gently bent, coming into our forward fold. I'm going to come to the side here to make it more clear what we're doing. We're going to surrender our crown down and take 3 nice deep breaths, gentle knees, ever so lightly engaging the thighs towards one another. It's going to help loosen our lower back up, help the fold be a little bit foldier. And this is helping drain the fluids. It's reversing the flow of gravity on our head, clearing this up a little bit, providing a little bit more attention here. So now we're going to bend our left knee first because it makes it easier to see. Pressing our left hand against the ground, right to the left side, reaching our right arm up, coming into a gentle twist. Take 2 more nice deep breaths here. We can even bring that hand behind the back to the hip. Just 1 more. And then releasing that right arm back down. Switching sides, bending that right knee. Putting the weight onto our right hand before bringing our left arm up. Deep breaths. Maybe even bringing that hand to the other hip. Gently gazing over the shoulder. 1 more. And inhaling, extending out. Exhaling, coming back into the body. We're almost done with our practice. We're going to sit back. Elbows between the knees, coming into a gentle squat. Just helping to gently open up our hips. The hips are just the root chakras, tend to cause a lot of our diseases spiritually, but we won't get into that today. And then gently placing our hands behind us. Ah, yes. We're going to come onto our backs. I almost forgot what we were doing. Coming onto our backs, we only have 3 more postures. We're going to keep the soles of our feet down. We're going to go into a nice bridge pose. Now, if you have a block, you may want that. You could put it right underneath your lower back. Or you could press the fleshy parts of your feet, your toes, against the mat, lifting the hips up, walking the shoulders together in the back, interlacing the fingers, and staying up this way. You could bring your palms right underneath the hips, still pressing through the toes to ground the shoulders, or you can place the block right here. Now this is a lot of room. Some of you might be here to start. That's okay, and that's normal. Wherever you're at is perfect and exactly where you're supposed to be. Just staying there for another 3 deep breaths, gently inverting the head while opening the chest, knocking down 2 at once. And just one more nice deep breath for good measure, lifting the hips just a little bit higher on our inhale. And exhaling out, imagining everything no longer serving us, just drifting away. And then inhale, lift higher. And exhale, come on down. We're going to gently lift our knees up off the mat. Coming in 90 degrees, palms to the side. We're going to press through our fingertips as we bring our knees over to the right side. Now, my knees come all the way down, but I've been doing this for a while. It's normal if yours do not. If that's the case, you could put a block right underneath them so they're just resting right there. A book or anything that's just big. Taking 2 more deep breaths. Gently pressing through the fingers, coming back to center, going to our left side. Now, as I go to the left side, I'm going to stare past my right fingertips because this is going to help me ground my shoulders and keep them grounded. I recommend you could do the same. Just one more nice deep breath. And then coming back up to center. We're going to do it one more time on each side, going over to the right side, staring past the left fingertips, 3 deep breaths. And then gently pressing through, coming back to center. And over to the left side, 3 deep breaths. Back to center. For our very last posture, we're going to go into Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall, which literally you could be going up against the wall and being there, and this could be a lot more restful. I know that not everybody has that space, so I'm going to be supporting everyone who can't go up against the wall. Just gently bringing the palms underneath the knees. Letting the knees go light because this is about draining the toxins from them. And when we're putting too much tension to hold them straight, it doesn't make it too easy. And then it makes them feel more tense. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to focus on the breath. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling completely. Letting our body do its work. Another awesome inversion, stimulating our immunity. And just 2 more deep breaths here. And gently bending the knees, grounding the feet. If you have any lower back issues, you can engage your Savasana from here. If you don't, you could just straighten out the legs. Coming into our Savasana. The mind is clear, palms facing up. If you have any thoughts on it, grounding those palms. And it's normal again, if lying here you start feeling that tickle in the nose. maybe in the throat. Completely normal when we're lying. It tends to be a little bit more excited. So just tend to your body, maybe lifting up, focusing on the breath, calming down, and then return to your comfort when you're ready. We're going to engage our Savasana for just 60 seconds. Lying here, letting go of the tension in our body, and just sinking into the ground below us. Returning our breath to our everyday normal breathing. For the next 45 seconds, we have nowhere to go and nowhere to be. So let's just clear our mind and be here now.